Yep, that's us! You're probably wondering, what is Misa doing in the middle of the Arctic? Well...
Mayday! We lost 2 engines! We're going down!
I think that's the place. You know, sometimes when I get bored during summer, I like to check out some older horror games on the good old PS2. Just grab whatever looks like it'd be mildly interesting to try out, start the console and play. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. And sometimes they're just fascinating, like Clock Tower 3. Extermination is one of those games I just grabbed in bulk, because it was survival horror and seemed mildly interesting. And... oh boy, I knew I would be in for a ride. You see, what we're talking about here is a game that imitates other survival horrors, and it does a poor job of it. And yet, if you look at critics online, you can see the game received okay reviews. It was even used by Sony as a showcase for the PS2 during trade shows, so surely it can't be that bad, right? Right? Anyway, let's get started. You play as Dennis Riley, a Marine from Team Red Light, on his way to a secret research facility in Antarctica. It starts innocently enough, with the Major explaining what's going on. The facility sent a distress signal, and now we're sent to investigate. Alright, sure. But then it cuts to this very, very awkward piece of exposition.
Dennis, I know what you're thinking. I can't stop you from living in the past. But just remember one thing. Be strong. That's all. An old teacher once told me, life is full of pain and suffering. You have to be strong to deal with it. Dennis, don't let it distract you.
If I see Cindy, and she's in trouble, I'll give my life to protect her.
So this is Roger, a friend we've got in the squad who's been with us for a while, and apparently we got knives made with a third guy who died. Okay, sure, it's a bit of an awkward way to set things up for later, but at least it's better than setting up nothing. We don't really get time to hear more about this, because the plane crashes and we get straight into gameplay. We start on the outside of the base, which should give you some time to try and get used to the controls and oh no. Oh, this is rough, oh dude. Okay, so first off, Dennis controls fine enough. He is fast and responsive, and there is surprisingly little jank with his movement. Maybe it's a bit slippery, but I'm sure it's not gonna be a problem later down the line. Also, you might have noticed already, but if you're used to more modern games or like any game released after 2002, you'd probably try and move the camera with the right stick right about now, and realize that nothing happens. It seems like this game was developed without DualShock controllers in mind, which is weird because that was a standard for PS2 controllers. So if you want to move the camera, you can either stop moving altogether, press L1 and center the camera behind you, which is unreliable at best, or you press R1 or R2 to aim your gun and do the same thing, minus the unreliability. Okay, so this game handles like a 3D platformer, but aims like Resident Evil 1. So you're gonna try and shoot your gun with X, right? And then nothing happens. Well, that's because you shoot with circle! Of course, why didn't I think of that? So far, this isn't too bad to control. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a bit odd, but hey, it's 2001. It's still the Wild West in terms of control schemes and...
I have to jump that crevice.
oh no.
This the ventilation shaft?
While I was waiting, I was watching how this fan works. It spins for 3 seconds and stops for 2 seconds. But with the inertia, it's only clear for 1 second.
Believe it or not, but this is an important cutscene for later. Anyway, timing barely matters because Dennis just zooms when he's crouched. Down we go. Once we're inside the facility, something clearly happened. But what? First off, we're gonna infiltrate the drawbridge control room, so Roger is on it to lockpick the door. Or you can just do that, yeah. Blah blah blah, you know the drill. Power is out, and you're gonna need to restore it while Roger hacks the drawbridge. I'm guessing he's gonna use his knife for that as well, because that seemed effective on the door. We also find an instruction manual on how to save and... well, it's gonna sound a bit nitpicky, but why put this here instead of, I don't know, next to the save station next door? Anyway, to save your game, you need to use 2 bars of charge from your portable battery, which can hold 6 charges at first. The battery pack is a neat idea. You need it to open some locked doors and save, and it has limited charges, so you'd have to ration its usage. It's classic survival horror stuff, so yeah, promising. You'll soon discover this is not how it's used. Now that we've saved and we can look around, the game can do its initial build-up. What happened here? What monster are we dealing with? What did its bugs? It's giant infecting bugs. Whoa, I've never seen a game spoil its own build-up in the first 5 minutes like that. I don't even understand why they're trying to hide it in different journal entries by calling them Z after that either. Dude, you've already spoiled it. What are you trying to hide? It kinda ruins the entrance to the next room, where we see one of the bugs for the first time. Alright, let's talk weaponry now. As you may have noticed, Dennis doesn't start with a wimpy pistol like every other survival horror protagonist ever, but a mighty assault rifle, the SPR-4. If you love Tacticool, this is the weapon for you. Instead of picking up new weapons throughout the game, you'll pick up weapon attachments to equip onto your weapon like a shotgun and a flamethrower that you shoot with square. It's a pretty interesting take on weaponry for the genre, although yeah, it does end up very silly. Just look at this. I've seen drag queens less caked up than that thing. Since this is the first room with actual things to shoot, let's see how powerful the SPR-4 is. Are you kidding me? Okay, so turns out, a single one of those little bugs reliably take 3 shots to take down, sometimes more if you shoot them during iframes. Because yes, enemies have iframes in this game. Which really sucks, because you don't have many bullets to work with from the start of the game, just enough to deal with 20 of the little buggers. There's like 40 in this room alone! You know what is reliable though? Good God, is the knife in this game powerful! No wonder Roger was making such a big deal of it in the intro, that thing rocks! Not only does it reliably kill the bugs, you can easily take on many of this game's enemies if you can hit them with it. It doesn't just deal massive amounts of damage, it also staggers enemies just long enough for you to dodge out of the way of their counterattack, that you can then punish with another slash. I found myself not even using it to save ammo, because it's literally the best way to deal with the bugs. And as it turns out, it's also a lockpicking tool. And an electrician tool. And it files your taxes. And if it had a mouth, I'm pretty sure it would suck your I'm adamant Roger is using his knife to hack the computer in the control room. Anyway, we turn the power back on, stuff explodes for no reason whatsoever, and now it's time to get back to Roger. Oh yeah, the turrets are active now, but they're as effective as Ben Shapiro's cock, so you can just ignore them. Hey Roger, where are you at?
Roger!
Whoa! Ah! Dennis!
Roger. Bro, to shoot things, you aim the gun at the thing you want to shoot. How in the world did you pass military school? Well, that's Roger dead and mutated into a monster. Some scientist lady comes to gun him down, tell us to get laid, and then throw us a vaccine. Thanks.
Damn it!
Let's try and meet this mysterious lady. Pull down the drawbridge, which pulls back up after 10 seconds, get into a new safe room and discover 3 things. First off, a battery charger, that you can use an infinite amount of time, which does remove some of the rationing aspect of the game. Next is the MTS bed, that you can use with a vaccine to heal to full life and remove all of your infection. Oh yeah, I realize I haven't talked about this yet. Enemies can either damage your health or infect you with their attacks. So you technically have 2 health bar, but it's not that bad to juggle. Heck, it's very thematic and I really like the idea behind it. And in the room next door we've got... well, don't mind me, I'm just gonna take this and Never have I seen a survival horror game that doesn't require you to be conservative with your resources. It's one of the best tools to build up tension in your survival horror game. The fear of running low on ammo and getting caught by a tough enemy with your pants down. So if you can get infinite full ammo refills, you not only made your game significantly easier, but building tension just became a whole lot harder. Let's just move on. We miss a train and reach a new room that goes on lockdown the moment we get in. Except I can still... leave the room? Okay, I'm not entirely sure these guys know what a lockdown is supposed to be. Anyway, we meet the science lady again through the door.
Damn, it's locked.
Yeah, it sure is, dumbass. Hey folks, want a tip to make smarter decisions than Dennis? Well, you could start by subscribing and liking the video, for example. Anyway, the science lady tells us to take the elevator to regroup with our unit and gives us a code to end the lockdown. So it's time to go through a dark area where you'll need the flashlight attachment on your rifle to navigate. Now it's a flashlight. You can't possibly screw that up, right? Wrong! See, in their infinite wisdom, the devs decided that you may only use the flashlight while you're aiming down your rifle, when you can't move. Absolute genius. You know what? Just run through this section while ignoring everything. It's just a straight line and then... Is that a nip? Anyway, this is where I take my first death because of platforming. Oh joy!
Roger. Damn it. How could this happen?
To be fair, he kinda deserved it for aiming like that. Whatever, next room sucks. Put in the code, end the lockdown and Roger is gone. Yo Dennis, are you gonna address that? No? Yeah, I thought so. I'm sure we won't see him again. And now we can meet the science lady.
So, you got out okay. It was you, Cindy? I've been worried about you. I haven't been able to contact you ever since that day.
Dennis, is it really just a coincidence that you're here?
This is Cindy. I hate Cindy. So what's that girl exactly? Well, she's a scientist with a degree in biochemistry working on a top secret project for the government. Cindy is also a fucking middle schooler. She bitches at you and doesn't want to tell you anything that's going on because she's angry at Dennis that her boyfriend, that guy Roger mentioned at the start, died during a military operation.
What's going on down here?
Why did the military send your team in instead of just bombing this place?
Ma'am, I don't want to insult your intellect or anything, but this is a life or death situation right now, so could you not withhold important information from me because you're a petty teenager? For fuck's sake, Dennis isn't even a dick to you. Anyway, she gives you a card key. Not a key card, a card key. And in this room, you'll find your first two rifle attachments. First is a scope, which is useless because your bullets have a range limit. Second is a shotgun, about which I have legitimately nothing to say. It's a boomstick, just not a groundbreaking one. Alright, time to take the elevator and face the first boss of the game, an infected human. That's not Roger, by the way. Honestly, it's not much of a boss fight. The bugs that come with him are more dangerous than the guy himself. He can follow you down the conveyor belt for some reason, and will use an anti-cheese tactic by blocking all your bullets until you come back up. Just kill the bugs from a distance, and then go back up to shoot him until he's dead. Then, take the elevator down. Wait, why couldn't he go down the ramp? The bugs can literally climb walls and ceiling. This isn't...
Excellent! A perfect shot of our hero who destroyed the monster.
Who are you? For once, Dennis does something sensible. Anyway, this isn't important, moving on. Once you get outside, the blizzard is gonna constantly drain your health, because I guess packing proper equipment when going to the Arctic is too expensive, so you need to steal a parka on site. Blow up a radio tower to get to Building B.
Steel tower.
Brother, what were you expecting to happen when you blew it up? Get to the other side and... What the fuck is that? We're still on hour 1, Jesus Christ! I feel like this game blows its load a little early. See? No need to fight the kiddies, just run past them. But the path forward is blocked. Where do we go? As I go back, I stumble upon the flamethrower attachment, which is... okay, I guess? It doesn't have much range, and it doesn't stagger enemies anywhere near as much as it should, but I'll take it. Still, where is that damn crowbar? Why, it's behind a door in a corner you're gonna miss unless you go back where you came from. At least the parka's in there too, so that's nice. Now we can go through the water filtration plant. Wait, what's the... Huh? Did the texture break or something? Gah! What do you mean puddles hate me? Ugh. So there's also this guy who gets attacked by an even bigger monster than the human boss we met earlier, but yeah, for some reason, only the first one is allowed to block your bullets, and there's literally no other enemy who's gonna do that ever again. We get close enough to the guy, and unfortunately, I didn't record the audio for this part, so here's the dramatic reenactment of what happened. I'm the commanding officer here, but really, Dr. Falcon is the chief around here. What happened here?
Damn it!
Also, in this room, you get introduced to yet another new enemy in quick succession, and... What the fuck? What? You have eyes. Do I really need to say anything? Am I playing with 800 ping? Anyway, here I take my second death to gravity. Oh joy! At least now we reach Building B and... SHIT!
Vallejo, it's Dennis.
Oh. Oh hey, they survived! I'm impressed, especially after Roger's display of accuracy. And the fact I've been finding dog tags everywhere.
I was concerned when we lost contact with you. I thought this mission would be a walk in the park for a guy like you. But when you failed to make the rendezvous point, I feared for the worst. You alone?
Roger was with me, but one of those things got him.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I just can't deal with this anymore. I need to talk about this guy.
I have to jump that crevice. Roger! I can't believe this. The fist has been ripped to shreds. How do these monsters fit in? Damn it! How could this happen? What about you?
Okay, so I don't really have room to talk here, but can Dennis's voice actor even read? Every single time this guy opens his mouth, he gets the delivery completely wrong. The voice acting in this game isn't stellar in the first place, but Dennis is just... it's just bad. And not in a funny Resident Evil 1 way either, we're talking bad. Half of the time, it feels like a kid in middle school reading out loud for the rest of the class, which really doesn't help making Dennis feel like a real person.
Roger was with me, but one of those things got him.
Put some emotion into it for crying out loud. Ugh. Anyway, back to the matter at hand.
They got Roger? He was a true warrior.
How high are you? Anyway, this place is fucked, so the government decides we need to blow that place sky high by manually arming detonators around the facility. Simple enough. So we head for the rooftop to get to the helicopter, and there's a monster attacking the squad. You guys just suck at aiming, don't you? Alright, I'll help. What? Slime monsters now? Is it even textured? Anyway, since we're the only one who can aim, the Major decides we're no longer invited to his birthday party, so instead he gives us a detector to find some actual friends and handles the detonators in the fort. Devastated by this turn of event, Dennis goes to drown his sorrow at the bar where we properly meet a new character.
Sonia Leone, systems engineer.
Do you know anything about the detonation system?
Yeah, a little. The detonators were placed in each research lab, but the labs were sealed off when the emergency security system kicked in. You need the metal tags that your friends took to get in.
Metal tags? Cindy,
Oh, come on.
stay here. Once we finish arming the detonators, we'll leave together.
Didn't I ask you to leave me alone?
Didn't you tell me to meet up with my squad here? At least, Sonia is cool. Sonia gives us info on what we need to do, says she'll help us remotely, and she even gives us the key to the snow truck in the garage. Man, she's cool. Alright, so now we're going to... Ow! Ow! My ears. Okay, as I was saying, let's go to the snow truck and... Wait, what? Did Sonia give me the wrong... Oh, I spent a good hour running around like an idiot, going back through every area I could to see if I didn't miss something or what. And then I realized... Why? I'm not mad. Well, not that mad. But up until now, I never had to use key items from my inventory, so why this one? I'm just... At least there's some good stuff in there. A MTS vaccine, a portable full heal, and the big battery pack. So now we can go back through the water filtration area and open that locked door we passed by earlier. So we go down to the first lab and... Oh, come on! Infected dogs now? Dude, this isn't a speedrun to see how many enemy types you can introduce in the first 2 hours of your game. Calm down! And the bottles too? Come on, this is absurd! Why do they have machine guns? And turrets too! I told you those things were useless! Oh my god, why is there so many? Why did this game suddenly become Doom? Ah! If you thought Extermination was a walk in the park until now, buckle up, fellas, because it gets absurd real fast. Like, listen, I'm not a game designer, but I think this is a bit of an absurd amount of enemies when I don't have any crowd control options. And don't get me started on the flamethrower, although it makes it completely useless for crowds. The first corridor with infected dogs just casually got 8 of them, alongside killer puddles. And the infected with guns are just awful. Who knew that giving automatic hit scan weapons to zombies would be an issue? Also, call me old-fashioned, but I don't think the infected should have gun turrets that are more effective than the regular ones. Anyway, after clearing the 2 gunners, we find one of our teammates, who gives us the metal plate we need to get to the first lab.
It's not safe here. I'll give you a hand.
Don't treat me like an invalid.
This is Gary, and since he disappears after you leave the room, I can only imagine he's dead too. Here, you'll find out that the podals not only hate you, but they also hate your entire bloodline because if an enemy touches one, they mutate even further and power up. No, that's great! It's not like this place looks like an entire classroom of kindergartners on meth and diuretics stormed through anyway. I'm getting a bit low on supplies, so let me just pick up that— oh, for crying out loud. Okay, so that slowly became another pet peeve of mine at this point in the game, but a lot of supply crates you find contain lore instead of supplies. And just— why? There's a model for lore and for healing items. Why would you hide them as supply crates instead? That's just mean. Okay, first detonator is set. Now to the next lab. Fuck you! At least this area allows us to see and enjoy the infected bats better. In close quarters. That's just sad. Thankfully, we can find the night vision scope in this room and— okay, 1 second. I clean up the area a bit more and— oh come on, why are you here? How did you even get in there? Anyway, he's still not seeing anything important, so ignore his ass. The first lab was pretty bad, but I'll be completely honest, the second one is arguably worse. And not just because of the lack of light, but also because there are traps everywhere, and the game does something I really dislike: it makes enemies immune to environmental damage. Just look at that, it doesn't even make sense. Come on, that's just common sense for survival horror. Okay, that's both detonators. Now what?
Are they still trying to arm the detonator and the power reactor?
Hurry back to the infirmary. The power reactor, it's in danger of infestation.
Yeah, why would I expect anything else?
We're surrounded and they don't even realize it.
The— what?
Where's Sonia?
She went down to give me something, but she never came back.
Oh. Oh no. No. Well, the most competent person on the premise is dead, we're all fucked.
I can't tell Cindy, no way.
Dennis. I don't want to alarm you, but the infestation is right here, in front of where she hides. This place is compromised, she needs to move. At least we get the second card key? Blah blah blah, we need to go and save the day all alone again and— oh hey, Gary's still alive! Good to see you, buddy.
Gary, are you going to be okay?
It hurts a little, but it's nothing a kiss from an angel wouldn't heal.
Oh yeah, the drawbridge is repaired.
What? Who did— no. You know what, I'm not even gonna acknowledge it. At this point we're nearing the end of the game, and you can tell the game wants to bleed you dry of whatever resources you have left. It starts with a boss battle against a stationary enemy, and for the life of me, I just could not figure out how to dodge some of its attacks, so I mostly just face tanked and shotgun it point blank in free aim. Oh yeah, you might be wondering why I just kept moving in a direction long past the time I need to aim. Well, fun fact, my controller isn't too young anymore, and it started drifting. And it made everything else from here on out much worse. With the big guy taken care of, we steal the key to the train and take it to the power plant. And since Dennis never got his driver's license, he crashes the train. Good job, Dennis. We then find this guy, what was his name again? Phil, who got shot by the Major. Why? Near him we find— more platforming. On my way up, I got to open this crate to get the loot and— oh, come on! Dude, this pickup is evil. If you could get close to a ledge and hang from it with the press of a button, it wouldn't be so bad. But here, it seems like you need to do a pretty precise leap of faith so you don't die to fall damage, when you can't really move the camera. And mind you, I still have to deal with drifting on top. After that, I climb up and meet up with the Major. Blah blah blah, get C4 from the plane and get an upgrade for the rifle that's— wait, we only get full auto mode now? Oh boy. Oh hey, the giant killies are back, what are they? I managed to get into the plane eventually and— oh fuck you! Okay, I got the explosive, now where do I— seriously, who's the producer who saw this and thought this was a— oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. After not struggling at all with this section because of drifting, we go back the way we came to get up to the reactor and set the C4 up.
Roger, over here!
Oh wow, Roger is back! Who could have seen that one coming?
Dennis.
Wait, he can talk? Oh my god, how many rocket launchers do you have? Okay, I'm gonna need to get to his platform and... Oh, and for extra fun, the save point is before the platforming section in the plane. I don't know how you're supposed to dodge those. In the end, I just hid behind a crate Roger couldn't destroy and shot him a bunch before coming on his platform to finish him with the shotgun and knife.
Roger. Rest in peace, old friend.
And by doing that, we get the best reward of all, a second knife. No, you can't dual wield them. Oh yeah, and you'll excuse me if I don't sound too bothered by Roger's death. I knew him for all of 5 minutes before he got infected. Anyway, now it's time to confront the Major, who tells us that Phil was a CIA agent planted in the team to... Wait a minute, where did that plot twist come from? Why would I care even? Blah blah blah. The Major wants to do an heroic sacrifice, so let's drop him into the reactor.
You inherit my legacy. You're now the leader of Team Red Light.
Oh wow, I was the leader of a team that's like... me and a sex pest? Why thank you, Major, that's so nice of you. And yeah, that's it. We had our emotional boss battle, the Major is sacrificing himself to save the world, roll credits, the game is over, right? Right? Why is there so much time left on the video? Dude, why is it not over yet? Okay, so for some reason, the writer decided the story needed one more act after all of this. Turns out there's another lab to put a detonator in and... Oh, shut up, you! Anyway, we're back to the starting area.
The fan spins for 3 seconds and stops for 2 seconds. But with the inertia, it's only clear for 1 second.
See, I told you it'd be important. So we slide back down into the fort and... Okay, that's just rude, why don't you... Wait. I can roll. Okay, so we get back to Cindy to get access to the last lab where there's... I don't know, something called Origin, that's some sort of alien creature. It caused the infection and the lab tried to make it drive a fighter jet that crashed or something. Now if you don't mind, I'm gonna casually avoid everything and get to the final lab to destroy that... rock? Hey, what happened to those Falcon guys that talked about... Oh, here he is.
You don't know who I am? Well, I guess I have been locked up here.
Listen, I'm just tired at this point, let's just move on. Falcon dies, then it's time to run away while ignoring every enemy because I refuse to deal with more of them. La la la, you can't hurt me if I don't acknowledge you. Time to go to the dock and live with Cindy and Gary and... Wait, when did I get a grenade launcher? Okay, surely we're done here, right? The fort got blown up, the creatures can survive the cold, and they'll become humanity's problem in 10 years because of global warming. This time we are done! This game just never ends, does it? Now this is where I finally lost my patience with this game. This final boss is absolute garbage. Remember Burrows from Clock Tower 3? This is worse. And by a landslide. First phase is easy enough. Overall, what you need to do is to get on the turret on the left of the ship after doing a bit of parkour. If you're lucky, you can keep the boss stuck on that side and shoot it every time it jumps. Just avoid the infection shells and you'll... How much infection did that do? Phase 2 is where it becomes bullshit. First off, that thing is huge. So if it decides to attack and you're in its way, not only are you getting hit, but it's also gonna stagger you into a second attack for a total of 40% damage. Yikes! At least the devs were kind enough to leave some crates with healing items around the arena and... Is now really the time? Second off, the boss constantly spawns super bugs, which will fuck up your auto-aim and make the encounter even worse. You think there's enough ads already? But hey, if you've got enough healing items left after this gauntlet the game throws at you, you should be able to get back to the turret and then kill the boss. What do you mean there's a phase 3? This part is where I almost broke my controller. For some reason, Origin decides that it's gonna clone Dennis and just kill him with constant machine gun fire. And when I say constant, I mean constant. There is legitimately not a single moment when this clown stops shooting and he will stagger you over and over again. This alone would already be obnoxious. But you know, I think it's still too easy. Add constantly spawning bugs again. And keep going with the infection mortars, that's fair and balanced too. But hey, at least it's just the final effort. You just need to shoot the boss a couple of times and it's all over, right? Oh yeah, did I mention it's also an insane bullet sponge? I died again and again and again and again against this guy. From the 8 or so hours of footage I got, I can confidently say that 2 hours of it is on this bozo alone. And I just could not do it. Spam grenades? Nope, he gets high frames. Try and finesse the boss from above? He can still hit you, the bugs can reach you, and the mortars don't have a consistent timing nor hitboxes. Knife? I wish. As it turns out, I needed the secret, totally not optional rocket launcher to kill this thing. That I missed and saved after the point of no return. So by now I had 3 options. Give up and not complete the game, give up and restart from the beginning and deal with the drifting on my controller all over again, or cheat. I'll be honest, I refuse to give this game any respect. Boom! There we go. And if you feel I didn't truly finish the game, I don't care, get me out of here.
Oh, I see you finally made up.
Where were you?
That giant shrimp grabbed me and threw me overboard. Luckily, my leg got caught in a rope before I hit the water.
Shouldn't you be dead then? Anyway, Cindy forgives Dennis, they're gonna be BFF, and what the hell is this credit music? You know, it's pretty rare that a game truly pisses me off. I could probably have forgiven Extermination and chalked it up as being a game of its time, because as much as I complained about certain aspects, they'd be fine for the early PS2. The controls don't hold up at all, but it was 2001, and devs were still messing around with control schemes. Voice acting for video games wasn't seen very well, so maybe it's one of the reasons why Dennis sounds so bad. The plot feels like it has an identity crisis, and it's not sure if it wants to be horror or heroic. Overall, I think Extermination would have been just fine, if dated, if it had ended after the Roger boss fight, but it just had to go for one more act. But even if the game ended after Roger, I still would not recommend it. Even if my controller didn't drift, I wouldn't have had a fun time in the second half of the game, and it's not even funny bad like Clock Tower 3. We're Mr. Aleph. Thanks for tuning in, and wait a second, that's the wrong credit music. Anyway, after this I think we deserve some relaxation. Maybe at an amusement park or something.